Joining us is Seth Burgett, CEO and President, that mic right there, of Gateway Bronco. And you see a beautiful Gateway Bronco. That doesn't look like the right engine under the hood, but we'll talk about that. How you doing, Seth?
I'm good, Alan. Thank you so much for having us.
You know, Craig started asking you questions, and we're streaming live on the internet. I see right here. Yep. We're streaming live on the internet, so if you folks out there on Facebook or on the internet have a question, go on Facebook and send me the question, and I can actually ask Seth live. I see
that'd be a good idea.
Kevin McMillan just started joining us, who helped put the app together. Hi, Kevin. Anyway, I like the fact that, Craig was asking you questions off air, and I go, wait, those are all the questions we need to ask. Because Gateway Bronco doesn't do what the average, car restoration company does. So I'm going to let you kind of start off, Craig.
Well, by looking at it, I see the 5.0 motor in there. I don't know what vintage you got in there. Is that a Coyote or something like that in there, or what is that?
It is, Craig. We put the Coyote 5-liter engine in it, and it turns this little old Bronco into a 0 to 60 in 5 seconds. And when I say 5 seconds, yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
It's not 5.8 or 5.5. It's 5.0 seconds. And it's also very controllable, 120 miles an hour.
Look at that engine. That is a big engine. It fits, too.
So going into that a little bit deeper, now when you're running a transmission, because I know on the older Broncos, sometimes to be running highway speeds of these days, so what kind of a Ford, are you upgraded in Ford transmission that goes to existing transfer case, or what's going on there?
Yes, absolutely. So we are huge Ford fans, and we love the Ford Raptor. So we took the 6-speed Ford Raptor transmission, and we are the world's first to graft it into a Bronco, all controlled from Ford Electronics. So you've got 6 speeds, and there's 120 miles an hour down the highway, hands-free. Yep. And cruising speed, you don't even hear the engine. It's just running 1,800 RPM.
Excellent.
Anybody that knows these old Broncos, they're just like the old CJ5s. I mean, those were white knuckle at 65 miles an hour. He's talking about 100 miles an hour, let go of the steering wheel, which is unheard of in these kind of short wheelbase machines.
It is, and we do our best to make these things safe at any speed, and a part of that is the Bilstein suspension that we put into it. It's also not as rough riding as it looks, or certainly not as it used to be. So it's smooth riding. We've got another one in our booth over by the Ford display that is a daily driver. The driver, the owner, rotates between a Cayenne Turbo, a Ferrari, and a Gateway Bronco as his daily driver.
And you know what? This is an interesting paint scheme you have. You have a matte finish with shiny fender flares, which it's usually the other way around, You guys have kind of flipped this thing on its head by the fact that it is not what it appears to be. It appears to be a classic Bronco. It really is a classic. It's kind of a muscle car, or I don't know, what do you call it? A resto mod? How do you even describe this to people?
Well, here's the way we describe it, Alan. We describe this as our Coyote edition from Gateway Bronco because it is unique. It is not like the original. It is the original body, the original frame, and the differential housings. Everything else that you see here is brand new. Every nut, bolt, screw is brand new, and it's the only way we can provide a 3 up to 5-year warranty bumper to bumper on these vehicles. And it's warranted where you live, not where our factory is.
How do you do that?
Yeah, it's very simple, Alan. What we do is essentially we'll find a shop near you. We'll pay them. You get your truck back, and I pay the bill.
What?
It's just that simple. Yeah,
wow.
So it's bumper-to-bumper warranty. No one else in the industry is doing this. 5-year bumper-to-bumper warranty.
What?
Where if something goes wrong in Cabo or Canada or anywhere in North America, we find a shop near you, we fix it, pay the repair bill, and you get your truck.
That's awesome, man.
So
how many have you built? And then we'll come to Craig here.
We are building 2 to 4 a month, and people are asking us how many we've built here. I can't give you the exact answer, but we are 2 to 4 a month right now.
But how long? You've been doing this for how many years?
Yeah, 2 years. Yeah,
okay.
We hit our 2-year anniversary in May.
Okay.
And
because I think I met you a couple of years ago when I was like, I want one of these things, and then that's how we decided to start talking to you up here. This is so unusual because these are so well loved, and people have they still a few barn finds of these around.
There are.
And that is the important factor, is you got to bring a vehicle to Gateway to start with.
Well,
don't
that's
you?
really not it. You know, Alan, you don't even have
Really?
to have a Bronco. You walk
That's how
up
it
at our-
used to be. I know that.
I know. You walk up at our show, you see what you like. We give you a build sheet just like it's any other car that you order from a dealership. It tells you what your options are, what your standard equipment is, what your price
Man.
is. It's fixed price. We go buy a Bronco. We build you the Bronco, and we deliver it to your driveway. We call it drama-free building. Drama-free.
Wow.
No issues. We just land it in your driveway. That is our goal every time.
You know, and one thing that people don't realize is when you have done this time and time again, you have sorted out all the problems that you run into during that process. And when you think about the hours that if you were going to build this Bronco on your own, trying to figure out these different situations and getting it figured out, you're way money ahead by having you put this together.
Yeah, Craig, I'll tell you, the first one that we restored, in 500 miles, we had stress cracks and fractures in the hood. Stress cracks and fractures on a brand new hood. So how is that possible? Well, it's a design that was flawed from the factory. And so what we've done is we've gone through and we fixed all of those things that even if you put brand new sheet metal on a hood or fender, it'll split and crack within a few hundred to 1,000 miles.
Mm-hmm.
And so what we do is we fix all of those things. Of course, all the rust areas, we have all of those things fixed as well.
How much glass is on this fiberglass?
There is zero fiberglass on this except for the fender flares.
Fender flare. Wow.
And that's nice. I mean, to have a solid steel body like that, because, you know, one of the things is that when you get into the fiberglass fenders and stuff, as time ages those fiberglass fenders, they'll tend to start moving around on you a little bit, especially on a hood. You'll see it warped, you know. That's what's nice about having a complete steel body in that situation.
Matter of fact, if we can get your assistant there, Vanna White, to open the door, you even have power steps. Show
We
us
do.
that. I love this, right?
So then we have one more thing that's new, Alan.
Tell me.
We've got power windows. It looks vintage, but now look
What?
at that, power windows.
And I see wood in the back.
There is. We've got wood bed in the back. We've put barnwood in the back. We've put hickory in the back. We'll put any species of wood that you'd like in the back. And
Very nice.
we put Hydro Boost brakes on these things. So yes, they go 0 to 60 in 5 seconds, but we also advertise that it stops within 125 feet. And that only happens through enormous Willwood brakes and a proprietary Hydro Boost system only available from Gateway Bronco.
Matter of fact, and power windows. Leave that door open. Let her get inside there. Let's show the inside of the vehicle, because this, I think that your workmanship, your craftsmanship, is just wonderful. I'm looking down the side of this vehicle. It is laser straight. I can see that on a matte finish. Sometimes, you know, they use a matte finish to cover up a not so straight body because it's a matted finish, not shiny. But I'm looking down that angle, and I mean, it's laser straight.
Yeah,
Beautiful workmanship.
The guys deserve all the credit, honestly. We've got wonderful tradesmen that love what they do, and they just do amazing work. The interior fit and finish of the King Ranch leather, that's genuine King Ranch leather in the interior, high back seats with headrest, 3-point seat belts so it's safer, and these seats are just amazingly comfortable. Perforated in the middle, King Ranch leather, just incredibly soft.
And then as far as these, like, the little things you don't even hardly notice, these headlights, they look like landing craft, you know, headlights off an airplane.
I noticed
You
that.
know? What's the story with that?
Well, we describe it as the original headlights, Alan, were kind of like small candles. They
Right.
don't provide a whole lot of lighting.
Yeah.
So we put on LED lights that literally will light up the countryside, and so you can see exactly where you're going as you're cruising down the back roads at 100 miles an hour. You know what's coming.
All right, let me see if I can catch you with something that I would want, even though it is the new stuff in old vehicles. You have power windows. Do you have a power locking mechanism and a you know, like a set the alarm type thing?
Absolutely. I'll give you another example. The owner who just received this Bronco said, "Oh, Seth, I forgot I didn't have a backup camera, and I backed right into something."
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah, first week he had it. So we said, "Oh, Rich, you should have told me. We put backup cameras in these as well. We put them right in the rear view mirror, so you got a backup camera.
That's
and
smart.
It doesn't matter. Backup camera, 1,000-watt stereo, power windows, whatever you want. It's bespoke, built for you.
Yeah.
Bentley leather, no problem. Porsche leather, you name it, we'll do it.
Wow. I mean, it really is. That's the right word. It's bespoke, built for you. It's just like having that fine suit, fit for your body, cut exactly right. And people say to you, man, you look like you've lost weight. And maybe you haven't, but you're wearing a properly fitted suit. It just makes you look better.
Well, Alan, I'll tell you what. We also tailor the vehicle to the
Taylor,
driver.
there you go.
No,
Alan Taylor.
we do.
I didn't want
there
to use
one
that.
right
Here we
there,
go,
Alan,
here we
right
go.
there. So we actually do tailor the vehicle to the owner. One of our first owners was a large athlete, and he was hitting his head on the roll bar. It wasn't going to work. He sat in one of our vehicles, and so we ergonomically readjusted the seating position, the roll bar, everything in the car. The shifter is a manual shifter. We reorganized all of that, and it fits him like a glove.
So we have some people, the guy says, man, that Bronco is so sweet on Facebook. One guy says, what is the price range for this, and how does it all work if I have a Bronco, I can bring that too? Because I remember when you first started, you wanted people to bring their Broncos. So maybe you could start at the entry level and walk through the turnkey, I don't even have to have a Bronco, I can buy this one type of a thing.
Yeah, great question, Alan. So yes, we do take other people's Broncos and we restore their Broncos to this kind of condition or any other condition that they would like. And so, generally if we're going to supply the vehicle, it's about a $95,000 base price for a 1-year warranty, up to $180,000 for a 5-year warranty. So that's if we supply the Bronco. If you supply the Bronco, we'll take a look at it. We'll understand kind of the rust condition, its overall ability to be restored like this, and then we'll give you a credit for the value of your vehicle, and then we'll use your exact vehicle to build a Gateway Bronco.
So what you're getting here actually is a pro touring Bronco. Basically,
What did you say, a what?
A pro touring Bronco.
It kind of is, but it's more than that. It really is. I mean, at the end of the day, what you have is a hand-built machine here that looks like what a Bronco used to be, but is now a Gateway Bronco. Because there's every nut and bolt other than the sheet metal, I think the engineering, you've kind of re-engineered the suspension. Doing 120 and let go of the steering wheel in a Bronco, that's not factory stuff right there.
But
No.
the best part is it's built to your liking.
And it's not for everybody. Not everybody can walk in and plunk down $100,000 or $180,000. I mean, but 90% of the cars here are not for everybody. It's that 10%, across that level of I can have whatever I want in life. Some people have $5 million jets and $50 million boats.
Yep.
This is a drop in the bucket for that guy.
Yep.
Yeah, the other fact is Woodside Financial is our partner. They're a partner with Barrett-Jackson, and Woodside finances these vehicles as well for us. They know
For
the quality of
12
our
years?
build. They will finance these vehicles
Wow.
for a long, long time, and then it makes it affordable for an awful lot of people to own a Gateway Bronco with, honestly, 20% down.
Correct.
So, wow, that's kind of interesting because that's a game changer right there. That right there by itself, and that's the difference between Barrett-Jackson and anybody else, is that they have all these partnerships, these relationships with, the carriers and even the floor making companies and the custom Bronco people and you name it, Dodge and Ford and Chevy and you name it. They have these relationships, and when all of us come together, we go, hey, you make custom Broncos that are $100,000. Somebody's going to want to finance that for 12 years or 10 or whatever it is, so the payment's affordable, and if they put their name on the side of it, maybe they write it off as a promotional vehicle, which I've done, by the way. Yes, I have.
Well, we have a couple
Thank you
more
very
partners
much.
in there, Alan. We've got one of them is Adams Polish. So Sydney and Adam at Adams Polish, they take care of us with all of our supplies to keep even the matte finish.
Did you meet them here?
Oh, yeah,
See,
absolutely.
that's how it works.
So there's one
You
more
met,
relationship.
You met Woodside here?
Oh,
at
yeah, I met
Barrett-Jackson?
Woodside here. The other one is the Expel folks. So this entire truck is covered by Expel Clear Bra.
Is it really?
It
In
is,
this flat
yes.
mat?
It is flat. So we have a
What?
flat matte clear coat.
I gotta look
and
at
then
that.
on top of that, the entire truck is covered by a clear bra, and that's all by Expel. We totally believe in that product.
Gosh.
You know, some people don't realize this because I've done some paint work and done with the matting. That is not something everybody can do. You have to be doing this on a regular basis to be good at it.
You would never know. You could have bet me $100 grand. I would have said, nope, that's just a really good paint job. That is amazing. Oh my gosh.
And you have to be doing that on a consistent basis to get a nice, smooth look like that with those. If you're not doing it all the time and you're not used to doing that, you're not going to have something that turns out like that.
Hey, Craig,
either.
the inside lights are red, so it has a red hue on this.
He
kind of
probably will fit
anthracite
in whatever
gray.
color you want.
And this is like a dark blue, isn't it?
It is. It's a
Wow.
special formulation of a dark blue.
Can I get in?
Yes, of course, Alan. Yeah, if you'd really like, you can turn the key and start it up.
Oh, no.
Oh, baby. I'm in love.
That's
I'm all
450
shook up.
horses.
Wow. I mean, this is awesome. It's got a locking center box for that concealed weapon. I mean, for whatever you might want to put in there.
So it has all the creature comforts. We didn't talk about AC or anything like that. I'm sure it's available with AC, right?
Wow.
It is, yep. So, Craig, what we do is we put in a proprietary system to
That is
make this
awesome.
AC system work incredibly well. So you can drive down the highway. In fact, I drove here from Boston with the other truck in our booth, and I had the AC cranking, no top on. It was a hot day on Tuesday, and it was awesome.
Well, that's one of those things. I remember riding in one of those back in the day, especially when we were back in the woods, riding around back there. And they would get hot because you're not getting any ventilation. So that AC is a major upgrade. And there wasn't many of them. I don't even know if there was any until later on in the years that had AC.
Really
Can I-
only
Can I
76
ask,
of them.
if I wanted, let's just say that your buddy doesn't own this because you've already sold it. If I wanted that truck, is that 100 or 150 or what is that one?
This is a 3-year warranty for a little over 150,000.
Okay. That is unreal, man. That's unreal.
So-
you know what? I got to tell you, this is one of those entrepreneurial things that if you went to somebody and said, here's what I'm going to do, and this is my business plan, they may go, you're crazy, Seth. But obviously it's working because you can't, literally at this point, you're building them as kind of as fast as you can, and hopefully this keeps going. What do you think of the new Bronco coming out? I mean, that's probably going to only accelerate what you're doing right here because
we're totally excited about the new Bronco, and we believe we're going to be a part of that as well in providing the upgrades for the new Bronco, the 2020. And so, yes, it's only going to support what we're doing. So basically, we believe the new Bronco is going to be the millennial, and this is going to be the millennial's parent in general that buys our vehicle.
I got an interesting question here for you. So when you VIN these, is it a VIN? Can you get it as the old VIN, or can you get it as a custom-built VIN? Because it can be advantageous license plate-wise to go with an older VIN or a hobbyist VIN versus a new VIN. And and over time, that's considerable consideration.
It is a considerable savings, and so part of what we can do is we will sell you the Bronco as a 1968 Bronco at the donor price, and then we will do a services agreement to do the entire restoration. So tax-wise, it is a tremendous advantage, especially for folks on the East Coast, to buy a Bronco essentially as a donor that we provide, and then provide a services agreement to do the entire restoration. And so, yes, everything is VIN'd as 66 through 77, what it is. And we keep the bodies and the frames completely connected, so all the VINs are 100% intact.
So that's nice. When you think about getting rid of this, if you ever decide that you would want to get rid of this, you're still titled as a classic vehicle.
Yeah.
So when you roll it, if you roll it through an auction like this, you can call it.
You know what it is? It's a reimagined Bronco. It really, that's kind of the way I would say it, because you've reimagined it as one that I can actually enjoy driving, that will handle, that will brake better, that will go faster, that will turn better, that will be more comfortable, and that just keep clicking off all the boxes that we all want as car guys.
Yeah, we basically listened to our customer and what they were wanting in a Bronco, and we just listened to what they were looking for. We tried to solve all of those things. We have many already items that are patent pending items that are proprietary, only available on Gateway Bronco, and they solve some of those rudimentary problems of the original classic Bronco.
So a couple questions, other questions I have too. When we relate to suspension, can you have this truck geared for, I mean, I'm not saying in the sense of gearing, but you know, whatever Rancho shocks or whatever kind of hydraulic shocks that you want, because different people will have different purposes for using this Bronco. Some may want to really use it as off-road. Some may want it to be a street.
That's part of the bespoke part of this. You go in and sit down with them.
Yep.
If you want to go in and sit down with them, check out gatewaybronco.com. They're in Illinois, Hamel, Illinois. And
right on Route 66, right outside of St. Louis. So about
Nice.
15 minutes from a private airport and about 40 minutes from St. Louis International.
Well, there you go. I suggest that the folks in here, you ought to take a look under this thing, in this thing a little bit. We'll take another little tiny break here while we wait for some of these auction cars to come in. Today it's raining just a little bit, so we're a little slower than normal, but we will have some special guests and some very special cars here, the charity cars, including the Viper and the Hellcat, or the Demon. They will be selling, oh gosh, any time now. So you might also want to just check out the app for Barrett-Jackson, where you can watch live coverage on Barrett-Jackson's app and watch the block. Or you can go over to Discovery Channel, Velocity, and watch it live. I'm Alan Taylor with Craig Gussert, and Seth, thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much, Alan.
Gateway Bronco. We'll be back in just a little bit. Come on in, guys, if you want to take a look at it.